Hi everybody, welcome to Boxing Time. On this channel you will learn a lot of news from the world of boxing. So here we go. Reportedly, Sergey Lapin, Alexander Usyk's sporting director, has unveiled an alternative strategy if the rescheduled undisputed heavyweight bout against Tyson Fury falls through on May 18th. Should WBC champion Fury withdraw, Usyk's team suggests substituting IBF mandatory challenger HRGOVIC. Though this matchup wouldn't vie for the undisputed title sans Fury's WBC belt, it would still take place on May 18th. HRGOVIC, the 2016 Olympic bronze medalist with a record of 17-0 and 14 KOs, may lack Fury's fan base and charisma, earning him the nickname Stone Man. Yet he possesses formidable punching power and a potent rabbit punch. Usyk's primary concern against HRGOVIC would be evading these dangerous shots aimed behind the head. A competent referee would be crucial in managing such illegal tactics, potentially thwarting HRGOVIC's slow, robotic fighting style.
Good check.
Fury's recent eye injury, allegedly incurred during sparring, led to the February 17th fight's postponement, eroding Usyk's and his team's confidence in Tyson's commitment to the match. Fury's hesitance to engage and the financial allure from the Saudis have further cast doubt on his eagerness to fight, particularly given his lackluster performance against Francis Ngannou last October. With the specter of Fury withdrawing again due to injury looming, Team Usyk has HRGOVIC on standby as a Plan B option. While there's now a $10 million penalty clause in place, Tyson's age and training camp vulnerabilities raise uncertainties about the fight's fruition on May 18th. His aggressive sparring style exposes him to potentially harder-hitting partners, increasing the risk of injury. The repercussions of the bout's cancellation could reverberate deeply in the careers and rankings of both fighters. For Alexander Usyk, the absence of a high-profile matchup against Tyson Fury could impede his trajectory towards solidifying his status as an undisputed heavyweight champion. Any delay or cancellation may also disrupt his momentum and thwart his aspirations for further recognition in the heavyweight division. As for Tyson Fury, a failure to fulfill the bout agreement could tarnish his reputation and credibility as a reigning champion, potentially impacting his standing within the boxing community and his bargaining power for future fights. Moreover, prolonged inactivity or missed opportunities to defend his titles may result in a decline in Fury's ranking and diminish his marketability in the sport. Thus, the stakes are high for both Usyk and Fury, with the outcome of the proposed matchup holding significant implications for their respective careers and legacies. Fabio Wardley said he is a massive jump in class for Frazer Clarke ahead of their March 31st fight at London's O2 Arena. Clarke and Wardley had been on a collision course last year, but terms could not be agreed. Talks collapsed and the bad blood has since manifested between the two. Wardley is the more experienced pro, with more professional fights and weeks in training camp as a sparring partner with boxing's biggest names, on the back off a spell as a white-collar fighter. Clarke is the decorated former amateur star who traveled the world learning his craft. Clarke is now 8-0, 6 KOs. Wardley is 17-0 with 6 stoppages. Wardley's experience gives him confidence ahead of their eagerly awaited clash, and he represents a significant step up for Clarke. "Massive, yeah," said Wardley. "Massive. I don't think there is a usable scale to compare the likes of me with where I am at with my trajectory, the fights I have had, and the push I have got behind me compared to the likes of Dave Allen and USYK. Their ambition to fight and their reasons are worlds apart from mine." Both Wardley and Clarke have aspirations that extend far beyond their British and Commonwealth title fight. Wardley is coming off an impressive stoppage win over David Adelaide in Saudi Arabia last October, while Clarke defeated Allen in 6 in September. Adelaide, unbeaten in 12, was a big win for Wardley, an extremely satisfying win. In his own words, "Some had felt it was a 50-50 fight beforehand." "Yeah, they were," Wardley added. "Don't get me wrong, Adelaide had different attributes that people believed made him look the part. He was strong and powerful, had been knocking out opponents, and had the mouth to go with it. He talked a good game, and many people believed it and fell into it. But I showed on the night that there was quite a big gap between us." Adelaide was stopped in 7, and now Wardley wants to highlight the gap between him and Clarke, and he believes he is the next British heavyweight who will be able to call himself world class. Yes, 1000%. I think I am the next one up. Wardley added, if you look at Daniel Dubois, but he already has a world title opportunity. That doesn't mean that he is done. Not at all. He still has a lot in the game and lots of opportunities. But if you look at the next crop, that will be me. I am one of the top prospects in the UK. But Wardley is ready to take his career to the next level, making the statement against Clarke that he wanted to make last year until talks fell apart. If you look at the top guys, they only have a few years left, and when they move on, it will be me and a few others, asserted Wardley. When asked whether Clarke would join him near the top of the mountain in the future, Wardley smiled, I don't know. Who knows where his career will go after a loss to me? The highly unlikely clash between Conor Benn and Gervonta Davis has officially fallen through the cracks. Benn's promoter Eddie Hearn informed the boxing public on Monday that Davis punted on an offer that was presented. In recent weeks, Tank has teased a tilt with the second-generation British star. With Davis now out of the picture, former two-division champion Danny Garcia has stepped up to the plate and called out Benn for a potential clash. I would love to fight him at 154, Garcia told YSM Sports Media. That makes great sense. He wants to fight a big name. Garcia versus Benn. There ain't no bigger fight than fighting Danny Garcia. So, I would love that fight. Stylistically, that's a great fight for me, and that's a fight that I would love at 154, not at 147. They already know what time it is. I don't duck no smoke. I'm about to change my middle name from Swift to Smoke. Garcia, 37-3 with 21 knockouts, said he'd even be open to fighting Benn, 23-0, 14 KOs, in the United Kingdom, once Benn is cleared to fight on home soil once his ongoing performance-enhancing drug ordeal is settled. Benn's last 2 wins have taken place in the United States. If the price is right, I would go anywhere to fight Benn, said Garcia. I watched the Dobson fight. I thought he did good. Dobson was gritty, though. He fought. He had skills. Garcia, a 35-year-old fighter from Philadelphia, has been mostly inactive in recent years, having fought just once since losing to Errol Spence Jr. in 2020. Garcia beat Jose Benavidez Jr. via majority decision in July 2022. Following the victory, a tearful Garcia opened up to share that he'd been struggling with mental health issues. The bout marked Garcia's first at super welterweight after beating the likes of Eric Morales twice, Amir Khan, Zab Judah, Lucas Mathis, Lamont Peterson, Paul Malignaggi, Robert Guerrero, and Brandon Rios across 140 and 147 pounds. Garcia, who considered himself a Hall of Fame fighter even before facing Spence, also has narrow decision losses to Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. Benn has been a career-long welterweight but has fought above 147 pounds in his last 2 fights. Benn beat Dobson at a 150-pound catchweight and Rodolfo Orozco at 154 pounds before that in September. Subscribe. Please like and comment. This is very important for the development of the channel. See you later.